even without Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler having to take over. Golden State is riding a dominant 7-game win streak thanks to perfect balance on both ends. Now they're stepping onto a stage where they can truly test their strength. That's because they're facing Denver and Milwaukee over the next 2 days. But a major twist hit before tip-off. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray are both out of the game. That definitely tilted the odds in Golden State's favor and gave them a golden chance to break their 8-game losing streak against Denver. Unlike usual, Denver came into the game as the underdog. They got off to a good start with solid defense and a 3 from Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon also threw down a nasty dunk we haven't seen in a while. Russell Westbrook took advantage of the mismatch against Quentin Post, and Denver's bench unit looked surprisingly solid. Another good sign for the road team around this time was that Michael Porter Jr., who had to be the #1 guy today, looked sharp, and their strength pushing the tempo was actually working well. On the flip side, it was a pretty shaky start for Golden State. After a timeout, Steph Curry hit a 3 to spark the comeback for the home team. Draymond Green also scored a lucky bucket.
Curry behind the back, down the lane, the floater's up, the floater's good. Second field goal for Steph Curry.
And Curry's floater over Porter Jr. helped cut the lead. Denver didn't slow down their up-tempo game, though. Porter Jr. started forcing shots, maybe getting too confident, which led to some easy transition points for Golden State. To be fair, Golden State's no stranger to playing fast either. One issue for Denver tonight was that even their third unit had to get minutes. As expected, once the benches came in, the home team grabbed the momentum. Not much Denver could do there with their thin rotation. Golden State kept drawing fouls and getting to the line, but suddenly their old free throw struggles came back. The home team ended up missing 4 straight free throws. Denver, thanks to MPJ actually doing his job, surprised everyone by leading after the first quarter. It was a pretty shocking start for Golden State. What they really needed was a game changer to flip the vibe.
Game so far. That last play as Payton comes up with a steal. Payton lobs it up and Butler throws it down.
Gary Payton too made a great steal and threw down an alley-oop pass, and it totally reminded people of his dad. But the team kept bricking wide open threes, and Golden State couldn't take control in the second quarter. Meanwhile, Professor Westbrook was dishing out assists like he was teaching class.
Westbrook doing a job on the defensive glass. Down the middle to Jones!
There you go.
Spencer Jones making a mark.
This dude is...
He kept throwing perfect passes and running a basketball clinic. Golden State, totally lost, called a desperate timeout. But the Westbrook passing show just kept going strong. Denver's energy level matched perfectly with the professor's rhythm. When they couldn't stop Westbrook, the lead ballooned to 15 points. Luckily, rested up Steph Curry knocked down back-to-back threes to finally end the home team's painful shooting drought. But Denver's offense, powered by the professor, just kept rolling. One bright spot for the home team was Gary Payton II scoring more than expected. Westbrook already had 11 assists in the first half, and Denver shockingly built a double-digit lead under his guidance. No one could have predicted this kind of game before tip-off. Meanwhile, it was a rough first half for Golden State. The home team started Payton II in the second half after his strong first half, even though Steph's turnovers kept piling up, which really hurt. Jimmy Butler muscled in some bully ball buckets using his strength, and Payton the Q proved why he deserved that second half start. But the chemistry between Westbrook and Gordon stayed locked in. Honestly, Aaron Gordon was scoring like he was Jokic or something. The only thing keeping Golden State afloat was forcing turnovers. Curry's wild passes kept killing their momentum whenever they got close. Turnovers were the one downside in what was otherwise Denver's best game. Then Michael Porter Jr. blew an easy layup he should have made and started looking cold after being solid in the first half. Curry looked like he was chasing a triple-double of turnovers. Westbrook slowly shifted from passing to scoring mode.
Jones, back out Westbrook, open look three. This one goes down. Russell Westbrook was 0 for 4, but connects up.
And even nailed a 3 that helped reestablish control. If the professor starts scoring too, this game could blow wide open. Still, Jimmy Butler came up with a big block thanks to his tough defense, and added a nice cut-in bucket to carry the bench unit. But the home team's cold shooting from deep still hadn't improved, and Denver continued to protect their double-digit lead impressively. At this point, a Golden State loss felt more and more likely, so the start of the final quarter was absolutely crucial for the home team. That's when Jimmy Butler kicked in with back-to-back hustle plays, giving some much-needed energy to a lifeless Warriors squad. But right then, Draymond Green's offensive foul totally killed the vibe. Unlike in the first half, Denver's bench didn't fall off at all, so the gap between the teams just wouldn't close. With things slipping away, the one who stepped up for the home team was Jimmy Butler, who was clearly entering playoff mode. Him shifting gears was huge, especially with Curry struggling hard. And then there was Draymond Green, who's surprisingly been scoring lately.
Sitting steals. Draymond Green, excellent hands. Now racing up the floor, going right down the middle. Bullet slam! Timeout, Denver.
He finished off a transition chance off a turnover with a strong dunk. And just like that, the home team, who'd been trailing all game, started to catch up. To make things worse, Westbrook started matching Curry's turnover spree, randomly flipping into turnover mode and making costly mistakes.
Fourth quarter lead has been cut to 5. Westbrook, another turnover. Kuminga, good, tough defense. Went off the foot of...
Then Jonathan Kuminga's insane on-ball pressure forced yet another turnover. Thanks to their defense, Golden State finally made it a close game. But Denver, who had thrown away a big lead themselves, got another boost from Aaron Gordon's near-career night performance. Even with rested legs, Steph Curry still wasn't living up to his name. The home team also failed to secure rebounds, losing all momentum again. Those second-chance points were everything for Denver. Even after the timeout, Aaron Gordon stayed in full-on alpha mode, and as time ticked down, Denver started pulling ahead for real. When Westbrook drained a 3, it looked like Denver had it in the bag. But then Curry, who'd been struggling all night, hit a huge 3 back. So yeah, Denver didn't have this thing locked just yet. But just when Golden State was hanging on to some kind of hope.
Pass stolen by Green. Here comes Curry. Curry throws it up. Dangerous pass. And a turnover as Kuminga couldn't get it.
Curry threw an absolutely wild alley-oop pass that made no sense, and it completely crushed the team's comeback spirit. With the game on the line, Denver needed a bucket to seal it.
Go win it. Westbrook steps back for 3. Short again. Gordon there. Gordon with a fabulous fake.
And Aaron Gordon tipped in a layup to pretty much end it. Golden State had no gas left in the tank for a comeback.
Open. Westbrook. Gordon. Westbrook put it up. Oh! Threw it in!
What
Westbrook!
The professor even added a weird bucket to celebrate his triple-double. So even without their main 1-2 punch, Denver took down red-hot Golden State on the road and extended their dominance over them to a wild 9-game win streak. This might honestly be Denver's best win of the season. While Steph Curry had one of his worst games and a turnover fest, Aaron Gordon's scoring totally filled the Jokic-sized hole, and Westbrook's basketball class performance straight up reminded Golden State what real basketball looks like.